Hai guys, back to another video. Di video kali ini kita akan ngundang salah satu student kita yang punya banyak banget pengalaman di bidang self-development, leadership, dan juga personal branding, yaitu Kintan Putri. Di video ini kita akan membahas hal-hal tersebut menggunakan bahasa Inggris. Jadi kalian bisa belajar vocabularies baru. So, enjoy the video!
Okay, so welcome to Discover English podcast. So today we're gonna have the podcast with one of our special guests, Kintan Putri. So welcome to our podcast.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Okay, so Kintan is one of our former students back in 2018, yeah? Okay, and then interestingly, she got multiple experiences back then, and then I'm going to list that down. First thing first, so she's currently still a student of Public Policy Management, 2017. And then she was also Asian Indonesian Youth Ambassador in 2019. So it means that you're no longer Asian Indonesian Youth Ambassador right now. It's still. Until 2020. Until 2021. Okay. Could you come closer to the microphone so that... Yep, there you go. Okay. And so you also graduated from Korean University in 2019. It was an exchange program, yeah?
That's it. In fall session.
Okay, all right. In fall? Okay. And then, so currently you are Secretary General at BEM-KM.
Right.
Interesting. And then the last one, and the most importantly, so she's currently be the co-founder of Global Empowerment STEP or GP STEP, yeah?
Yes, or
okay.
so-called GPS.
Or so-called GPS. Okay, wow, awesome. So how did you do those multiple things together, actually? Can you share a little bit more about your backgrounds and how did you do this?
Okay, so I start all of my experience from especially 2018 and that. So in 2018 we try to establish this organization, the Global Empowerment Steps. We're looking for the problems in our society, and it is very close to us in our dump site in Piungan, Bantul.
I know that.
It's only
Right.
half an hour from here.
Yeah, from the city center.
Yeah, from the city center, or it is reachable. But most people doesn't know this kind of places and all the activities of the scavengers.
Okay.
And, we think that we need to help them, and we need to organize empowerment programs there, and we also collaborate with students and organizations in BEM especially.
Awesome.
But we also have branches in Bantar Gebang, Bekasi, because
not only in Jogja but also in Bekasi. All right.
actually the Bekasi is the first place that we try to empower, because we actually gathered in our team. Our team is established since I'm still in high school.
Really? So when you were in
When
still
I
high
was-
school?
Yeah, when I was a high school student, I become Ketua OSIS, the leader of OSIS. So we got, best program that we achieved, and we try to make it a continuous program. So we established Global Empowerment Steps, and it becomes a great platform for volunteers to, explore the areas of garbage dumps.
Right. Wow. Awesome. Okay. Then, so right now we're trying to link the dots between your experience back then and also the self-development and also the personal branding and how you manage all of them together. Okay. So that is our topic today, guys. All right. So Kintan, so I'm going to jump to my first questions right now. So what is self-development and why it is so important?
Okay, so self-development is a big term, right? So me personally analyze what self-development is. It is about a process, and so it is about how you manage yourself, how you transform yourself from A to B, and it always be a transformation in any kind of activities that we select. So self-development itself is not an instant thing. I think it is a huge process and we never know what time we should end this self-development.
Exactly.
Because we always do, we always improve ourselves day by day, because the self-development itself will always matters to our future, and it is important things, especially for students. Yeah,
Especially for
for
students.
to build their self-development, because it is also directing us into something that we gonna achieve in future, but something that we also love to do and we can contribute maximally on it.
Okay.
So it is about your passion, it is about the value, and it is about future, and last, it is about how you make a contribution.
Then, so you say that previously it's about ourself. Then, but is that okay to compare between your personal development with other personal development?
Nice question, because this is I think this is the most the hardest questions. The hardest question.
Yeah,
that
true.
People face, because people say that do not compare yourself, right?
True, exactly.
Do not
Like
compare
those
yourself.
statements been everywhere.
Yes,
Okay.
of course. But in the context of self-development, to some extent, the self-development is it is comparable with another person's self-development, because we're gonna have standards in society. If, for instance, your IELTS score. So it's
For
also
instance, your IELTS score. Okay.
So that's also your this also a standard. There are standards for IELTS scores
Exactly.
in society, right?
Exactly.
Or not only IELTS score, it is also
TOEFL score, your English.
and it would be a standard also for ourselves to achieve it. If we see that we are in the below standard from our environment,
From the average
of our friends or our communities, etc. So we have to try to improve our self-development. But if we deal with our personality, because different person have different personalities, so we have to make it clear between the standard itself that we should compare to others and something that comes within ourselves. So it is about personality, and please do not compare your personality, because you are unique.
Okay, do not compare your personality. Okay.
So self-development is somehow influenced also by your personality. So you have to really ensure that your path of self-development is really related to your personality. So don't force yourself to be someone else. That's why.
Okay. Don't force yourself to be someone else. Okay. Then right now I'm trying to connect that with the leadership things. Okay. So do you think that leadership and organization's experience matter to your future? And what are the experiences of leadership related to your current achievement right now?
Okay, so leadership is one of the biggest and the most important variables.
Okay.
if we try to make a formula, so leadership and organizational management, organizational experiences is very important to build our future and also the self-development itself. Because what are the relations? Because at the first place, we should analyze more on how the leadership brings you into a very heterogeneous situation.
Okay.
So you deal with not only with yourself, but you try to manage people as well. And in leadership experience, my personal experience says that it directs me into a situation that is very complex, and I try to transform myself. So there are things about self-development there, but I also learn about myself again. So I know myself deeper, but I also try to
understand others
at the same time and influence others.
As well.
Because leadership, the meaning of leadership is an art of influencing people, right?
Exactly.
So the theory says that.
Okay. All right.
The theory says that.
Okay.
But in the real case, you are not only influencing others with your arts, with your own arts, but you also know yourself deeper and
Alright.
After you're dealing with people,
Okay.
you will know yourself more
Exactly.
than
Exactly.
previous ones.
Well, I guess that if you like meet a lot of people frequently, I mean, like you have like pretty huge exposure in meeting with people. You try to see something from holistic perspective.
That's it. That's my
Right.
point. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
my
you,
point.
you try to see like from, okay, so the voice of truth is not only from my side, but like from the general people, right?
So it
Interesting.
will be great things. Also from my experience being, the head of OSIS since I
Exactly.
was a junior high school student, and it was repeated in high school. So I became the head of OSIS again in my high school, and in my university activities. I also involved in BEM-KM,
Right.
one of the the biggest organization in UGM.
In
I
UGM,
think,
exactly.
in UGM.
Exactly.
So I learned much more about leadership by all the experiences that directs me into many conflicts.
Many conflicts. Okay.
Because we cannot avoid conflicts
Exactly.
happening in our situation, wherever it is. So it makes us more to be a more mature person.
Exactly. So I like your point. So you cannot avoid the conflicts, but it's more like how to solve that conflict.
That's it. So it is
Exactly.
about problem solving.
Okay, so Kintan, my next question is,
Right.
does personal branding involve in self-development? Then how you build your personal branding and dealing with negative response while you're building your personal branding? It's because like this. For example, so I've been posting my pictures on Instagram about airsoft and everything, but I'm going to change that into like being more professionals,
Okay.
talking about English or talking about how to grow the business, but everything. I believe that there will be so many negative response like, "Jie, right now you are the content creators, now you are the influencers and everything." I believe that there will be a lot of negative comments. So how you deal with this?
Okay, so we move to personal branding things, right?
Exactly.
Okay, it's kind of not really hard to answer because I believe that if we talked previously about self-development, right? So self-development, I already mentioned previously, it is also about how we can make a contribution for people surrounding us. So it is also including for our followers.
Including
right?
our followers.
So if you really want to deal with self-development, don't really think about it is only yourself, but it is also how yourself can contribute to others. What are the
Okay.
correlations? The correlations are first in personal branding. We know that we have something that we already achieved and we post it, for instance, in our Instagram.
Okay.
But we can play with the words on it, so we can arrange the word sentence there with rather than something that is more arrogant to be something that is inspirational.
Okay.
So that is the key. So inspirational things, you can upload anything on your contents, but if you cannot connect it with what people can gain from that, it will be a problem.
It is.
It is, right?
Right.
So personal branding to me it's not only about showing your achievements to public, showing your activities. I know you're busy, etc., and make the public maybe praise you. Oh my God,
impressed with that.
impressed with that, and etc. But it is about how you share your positive
Knowledge.
positive vibes, positive information, and people will gain much more benefits rather than
see.
focusing on negative comments.
Okay.
So and for the question of how we deal with the negative comments, I always think that not everybody cannot satisfy all.
So we cannot satisfy everyone.
Satisfy everyone. Everybody cannot satisfy each person surrounding them. So I think it is okay to just put your maximum effort to share your knowledges, inspirations to people, and influencing people in a good way. But do not think about satisfying people, because it is kind of impossible.
You cannot make everyone happy. Actually, right? Interesting. Okay, interesting. Then, so it means that you can just be what is that like you can send a good value to your audience. That is the most important thing.
That's the most important, rather than focusing on negative comments and stress.
Okay. So keep sharing the positive vibes.
Just keep sharing.
Okay, all right. Okay, then probably later on the followers will be filtered, like someone that is the real followers, and then someone who are not the real followers. All right. Okay. Then my next question is how English helps you build your success in self-development and thus giving broader impact to the society.
Okay, in self-development, I previously mentioned that self-development also connecting us with people, right? Making much more contributions to people. So the correlation is, if we deal with English, I'm pretty sure that English will help us into, will help us to deliver our knowledges into much bigger audience. Right?
Okay.
So if you deal with bahasa, you only
have an Indonesian scope.
But if you deal with international language, please, you
so you have wider audience.
Wider audiences. And I think it is also about how we share our perspective, right? Because maybe Indonesian perspective different with
others' perspective. Yeah, that's why you studied in Korea back then.
That's why, because the culture itself also different, and I also making friends with many European students.
All right,
American
Europeans
students
who were studying in Korea back then. All right, okay.
European students that study in Korean, and I think without a good skill of English, I cannot even influence not influence. It's
like
too
you
much.
cannot even understand what they are saying or what they are thinking. All right.
Because there are lots of knowledges that they have, but we don't. So I think that learning is an endless process, right?
Exactly.
It's an endless process. So we have to put our maximum effort to understand any kind of knowledges.
Exactly.
But just stay focused on someone that you can master on. But you still but you can just still grab every kind of knowledge from our surroundings, especially from foreign students.
Okay, so especially from foreign students. Interesting.
Not all students, right? Foreigners. So it's very important for us to connect the dots and connect the knowledge and making collaboration in future.
Then, so back when you were in South Korea, so it was the English. Sorry, the main language that you used for communications was only English.
Only English, but I learned Korean.
Well, did you speak Korean? I mean, like with your friend there?
Just a bit, because I can.
So it means that English is necessary. So, like without that, she cannot even communicate with others.
That's it.
Okay, but like being able to understand the other language also give you another competitive advantage for you.
Yes, the perspective also. Actually, I was involved in more than one international experience, such as I was invited in China.
You were in Japan as well, I guess.
Yes,
right?
I was. We are. My teams were invited in international conference in Japan, in Hokkaido. So we presented our papers, and in that forums we share our contacts, email, Instagram, etc. So we still connected till
up until now. Okay. You
and
still keep in touch with them.
Yeah, also in China, but even one of the participants also sent me the email, and they offered me a collaboration. So that's
awesome.
a great things to know, right? If we can, have a fluent English skills.
Good. Okay. So it means that you still keep in touch with them. You still can communicate with them, like even creating collaborations. Okay, which actually leads to my next question. So that might be one of the advantage you can get by developing a personal branding. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Then other than that, so is there any advantage that you can get by developing your personal branding?
Lots of advantages, of course. First, of course, I know that the personal branding itself not only show your achievement to people, but
Exactly.
also it connects you to a person that you want to
Connect. Yeah, okay.
and you really want to collaborate with them, but you don't know how to achieve
Yep.
that.
All right.
Just show your capabilities, your achievements, your anything you can do in your
Okay.
maybe Instagram or your social media platforms, and show them that you are capable. So I always share this slogan to people when people were inviting me to forums. So I said that connect your dots and draw your line, because
Okay.
life is a mindfulness project. So
Okay.
by personal branding, we will gain much more experiences on connecting our dots, especially on how we can connect with people that have the same capabilities with us, or
Exactly.
maybe different, but just let's have a collaboration and create something important for
Exactly.
people.
So that's why maybe impossible for us to collaborate with Jerome. It's because we still have like 12K followers. But if you have like pretty good personal branding, and then let's say your followers can reach around 500K or 1 million, so probably Jerome will come to us, and then we can collaborate with others. That's actually one of our reason we created this podcast. Actually, like someday, maybe we can collaborate with Pak Nadim, right? It's because he's currently being the Minister of Education, and then this podcast actually one of the inspirations. Sorry, our podcast actually one of inspired by one of his previous podcasts. Go figure.
Go figure.
Exactly. Okay.
Nice.
My last questions right now.
What is that?
Like dealing with all of those things means like a bit intimidating. I mean, like starting from the very first
It is.
time, like building your personal branding for the very first time, and then dealing with the self-development as well, learning English and everything. So it means that you need to manage your time, right?
For sure.
So how to manage your time while you're building your personal branding?
Nice question. Kind of hard last question, right?
Okay.
So I will answer with 2 points. The first point is, if you're dealing with time management, you're dealing with yourself, you're dealing with your mindset. Because success is 50% is contributed by 50% of mindset, 30% of mapping your goals, and only 20% of hard work. So hard work is somehow not that important.
Okay,
Somehow,
interesting. Well,
yeah,
that is a new thing for
interesting,
me. 20% of hard work.
20%, only 20% of hard work.
Okay.
The 50% is your mindset, and 30% of your how you map your goals and your mindset itself. Right. So if you're dealing with time management, you're dealing with your mindset. So if you already grow your positive mindset about yourself, that in an optimistic manner, right? So believe that you can do all of the things professionally, and you can manage your time even though they're late or something, right?
Exactly. Like someone inviting you to like
Yeah.
eating out or something.
But it is about how you set your mindset. That's the main important, because this is the fun fact that maybe not everybody knows or realize. So if we see another people outside that have in a below standard of economics, right? They already did the hard work every day.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Even
True.
even we realize that even we cannot do that kind of hard work
Exactly.
every day.
Especially for the blue collar workers, right?
Blue collar workers as well. So that's one of the example of how the hard work itself only represents 20% of success.
All right.
But we as academicians or college students, we have the 80%. We have the 80% of mindset and 30% of mapping itself.
50% of
Oh yeah,
mindset.
50% of mindset and 30% of
mapping.
Right. So it is our responsibility to help them
Okay.
who only have 20% of hard work.
Okay.
So this is also social messages for
Okay.
us. But the most important thing in time management, so you have to set your optimistic manner in building your own schedule, and you have to rule yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, try to rule yourself.
Is that related to the mapping?
Of course, of
Okay.
course. It is very related to the mapping process of how you manage your map, and you have to deal with it, and you don't, and you cannot, you have to obey it.
Yeah, so you have to obey what is written in
that's
our
it, that's it.
okay, in
Okay.
our regulation rules or something
That's
here.
it. So
Okay.
that's the first point, and the second point is that this is a bit conceptual or theoretical. So we have matrix for urgency and importance. So make your own matrix. So for the y coordinates, it is about urgency, and
The y coordinate
coordinates
is the
about-
urgency.
You can say also it is the importance. It is changeable.
Okay.
And the x coordinate, let's say it is the urgency, and the y is importance. So for if the importance is the highest part of importance, we can say, and also the highest part of urgency. So that's what we have to do right now.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's what we have to prioritize. And for the low urgency but high importance, you can do it later.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, we
high,
can do it later.
We can do it later. But for the low importance,
and low
but,
urgency.
no,
Sorry, high
yes,
urgency.
High urgency, you can delegate it to people.
All right.
Because you have to do. It must be done right now.
Okay.
But it's not about only you yourself that can do that.
Okay.
So you can delegate it to
Okay,
people.
all right.
And the last one, the low urgency and low importance,
You can just put it in the log.
Just put it in and
Okay.
avoid it.
Okay, all right. Okay,
that's
exactly.
it.
Then, is there any, what is that? Is there any tips or tricks for someone who are going to manage your time?
This is more practical, right? So I did it with at the first place I did journaling at the first place, but I realized that the journaling cannot remind me with sounds.
Yeah.
So I put it in Google Calendar or reminders in my phone.
Have you tried to use Notions?
Notions.
Sorry, this video is not sponsored by Notions, but we willing to say Notions here. Okay.
Notion is also helpful, but and right now I use the notes only for motivating myself.
Okay.
So I put the notes in
You
the
stick
wall.
the notes,
I
into
stick
the
the
wall.
notes in
Okay.
the wall, and maybe in my desk, and also in many places that I mostly
See that.
see that. But I didn't use my notes for reminds
Okay.
me the activities,
Okay.
because I think the most active one is something that you can bring it every day,
Exactly, yeah.
everywhere, and you
And
can
it has a
check
notifications.
there are notification about it, so you can check it, and you can handle it by
Exactly.
seeing the timetable, right?
Exactly.
So that will be important and also helpful for myself. And don't forget to motivate yourself, because future need to be visualized.
Future need to be visualized. Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Kintan, for this
Sure, my
occasion.
pleasure.
So we learned a lot about the self-development, personal branding, and how important it is, and also the how to deal with the management time as well when you are building your personal branding.
Correct.
Okay. And don't worry about the negative comment. It's because simply you cannot make everyone happy.
You can satisfy.
All right. So I hope you guys learned something from this podcast. So I'm going to be seeing you around on the other video. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Wow. Awesome.